Hello, I'm Phil Ernest, and this is Santiago Peak. This is the road that comes into the parking lot. It's off of Trabuco Canyon Road, and this is Trabuco Creek Road. Then you take Trabuco Creek Road all the way through to the parking lot, and this is where the parking lot is. I will leave a link of the GPS coordinates in the description below so you can find exactly where this parking lot is. Also, I will leave a link to the alltrails map showing you the route. So from the parking lot, we then take this trail up this way. Continues over this little wall and then on up. Okay, now that we've gone over that little barrier, as you look back at the parking lot, we're going to go on this little shortcut here. It'll cut off about a half a mile off of our hike. See that little arrow right there? That's the official hiking trail. If you wanted to go on that, take you a little longer. It goes up right there and then loops around, and then you'll rejoin the fire road as you see right here. Now we're on the official fire road hiking trail the rest of the way. For about an hour and a half, we will be on this trail before we go off trail, and you will see that, and then we'll stay off trail all the way to the top. And then we turn on up, continue on the fire road. About 20 minutes into this hike so far. If you're finding this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to receive more of this informative content, please subscribe to the channel. So now, after about 30 minutes, the trail starts to level off a bit. It's not as steep as when we first started. Right now, everything's looking really good. In fact, there's a hiker way out over there, if you can see him in the distance. So that's where we're heading. Now, 30 minutes into the trail, there's a lot of rocks on this fire road. So this will definitely slow you down, make it more of an obstacle as you look around the area here. So about 50 minutes into the hike, 50 minutes, you begin to see the begin to hike above the clouds a little bit. As you can see them moving along pretty slowly. There's the trail where we were just at, and there's the trail where I'm heading. So the rocks are no longer here as much as they were in the last part of it, but it is steep. So this is quite a workout. So now we've been on the trail for over an hour, and when you come to the end of that trail there, you turn right. So a right-hand turn, and then this is what you'll see. And that's about 1 hour exactly into the hike. And now we're hiking right into the sun on up the trail. So it does level off for a little bit here. Let's see how long this stays like this before it continues its massive ascend up. I believe that's where we're going. There is snow up there. So let's see how this, right there, as you can see, there's snow up there. So let's see how the trail looks as we continue our ascend up. So this is really neat right here. Look at all these clouds and how the mountains are behind them and they're moving along. This is just one of the really magically cool things about getting up early and hiking these trails. You see things like that you wouldn't ordinarily see. Hiking at a moderate pace, you see the 3 poles right there. Straight on up there is where, right up there, is where Santiago Peak is at. So this is 1 hour and a half in to the hike. This is what the trail looks like. And again, you're still seeing those really cool clouds going through the mountains here, giving it kind of a layer effect. So let's see here, coming to this little area, it looks like people have stopped for a break, and then we'll be heading on up that trail there. So up until now, this has been a nice little hike, but now is where the real challenge begins, because we're going to go off trail. See that right there? That's where the trail continues. It'll go down a little bit. That's the regular trail, but we're not going to stay on that. We're going off trail, and we're going straight up that mountain, and it is a serious grind from this point on. So this is a tough hike. I'm not going to lie to you, that's a lot tougher hike than I originally thought it would be when I started it. The trail isn't as defined as you would like it to be, as you can see here. And then looking back that way. So it's just a straight grind, a push to the top at this point right now, following those telephone poles up there to the top. This is 2.5 hours into the hike, and look at this, straight up. This is not a hike for the faint of heart, as I move along very slowly on this, one step at a time. Close to 3 hours into this hike, and trail, what trail? Right now, just following a faint little bit of a dirt patch here, but mostly keeping my eyes open for these here telephone poles, just following those. Let that be your trail, straight on up to the top. Starting to see snow now up here. So this is a really tough hike. So unless you're one that really likes to go for it, highly recommend staying away from this trail. This is a toughie. Well, it's difficult to see above. Below is absolutely more beautiful. Look how beautiful this looks looking down below from where I've hiked. But right now, visibility up here, just going through weeds and bushes, trying to make a trail. Very tough trying to find a trail up here, but it is absolutely gorgeous to look behind and see where I've gone. This is what it looks like 3.5 hours into the hike. As you see the top, now you can finally start to see the antennas up there as we continue our last push to the top. And here's what it looks like from the bottom. As you see snow now up here, and we continue our ascend. Look at that, how pretty that looks with the clouds back there. So here we go. So after hiking 4.5 hours up this straight path, we finally come to the fire road. So this is the fire road, and then we're gonna continue on up that way. So let's see how this goes. So I'm now approaching 5 hours I've been on this hike, and this is the fire road. Been on this fire road now for 30 minutes after getting off of that steep part of the trail. Take a look at this up here. Wow. Check that out, all with the snow, the fog. Beautiful. So finally, after about 5 hours and 15 minutes on this trail, I finally make it to Santiago Peak. Check that out. There's the big antennas right there. That's what you hike for. Let me get a better close-up view of it. So this is the sign right here that you know you made it. When you see this sign, and head on up over here. Let's go see what the view looks like from up there. Here's the big towers from this angle right here. Okay, so I made it to the top. Took 5 hours and 10 minutes for me to make it up here, but with snowy conditions and the trail being very difficult to follow, the trail alone is challenging without it being snow. And then you add the elements of snow, it's a lot tougher. So anyways, I'm glad I did it, and I can at least check this hike off. Again, whenever doing these hikes, always make sure you're fully hydrated. Even take salt tablets with you in case you cramp. You really want to be in good shape and prepared whenever doing a hike like these. So here's Santiago Peak by the numbers. Santiago Peak is 5,689 feet. The gain to get to the peak from the parking lot, 4,928 feet. Using the shortcut and going round trip down by the regular hiking trail, I hiked 14.7 miles, and if you just stayed on the regular choppy hiking trail, that's 8 miles up, 8 miles down, total of 16 miles. If you would like to see my other hiking videos, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.